Okay everyone, lesson 7. You've made it this far. A little pat on the back there, and thank you for putting up with me for this long. So today I'm not going to be introducing you to any new calls. Well, I am, but I'm not. So I'm going to be introducing you to the concept of distinguishing Gs, and also the concept that a bunch of bugle calls can be played next to each other to create like a little message. So we're going to be focusing today on sort of the language of the bugle, if that makes sense. So a distinguishing G, what the hell is a distinguishing G? Well, a G is a note on the bugle scale, and basically it just means, there's 3 different distinguishing Gs, okay? There's one G, just played like, and that means to the right, or from the right. If you hear 2 doots, that means it's from the centre, or to the centre, and 3 means left, okay? So 1 doot means right, 2 means centre, 3 means left. So a good way to remember that, I guess, is that most people are right-handed, and the right hand is more important to most people. So that's the one that gets the 1 doot, and then as you get to the centre, that's a bit further away from the right, so that gets the 2 doots, and then as you get left, that's actually 3 doots. So the further away you get from the important side, the more doots it gets, I guess. So the idea is, right, sorry if that didn't make much sense. So the idea is, right, if you play a distinguishing G along with another order, say extend, okay, so you hear 1 doot, which means right, okay, and then you hear extend, that will be extend from the right, okay, and then equally if you hear 1 doot and then the order to close, that's close to the right, okay, so extend from the right and then close to the right, okay. And I know that may sound a bit confusing because you might want to extend to the right rather than from the right, but trust me on this, right? This is what Campbell's officer manual says, and it's definitely extending from, okay? So I'm not trying to confuse you guys too much, but this is how it was done in period, apparently. So if the officer wanted to extend you a certain way, I'm giving myself too much importance here. If the officer wants to extend you a certain way and then close you back down into that same spot, yeah, he would have to extend you from the right and then close you back to the right, okay? I'm gonna be quite honest with you, I'm still getting a little bit confused by this as well, okay? So it's always extend from and close to, okay? Always extend from, close to, okay? So let me just play you some of this, and then you can kind of hear how it sounds with the couple of doots at the start, okay? So to start off with, I'll do extend from the right, and then I'll do extend from the centre, then I'll do extend from the left, okay? And just listen out for those extra doots at the start, because the number of doots is very important, okay? Okay, hopefully you can hear the gap between the doots and the actual call. Okay, it's very important you don't mix up how many doots you're hearing, because as you know, 1 doot is right, 2 is centre, 3 is left, 4 Gs is ceasefire. Okay, do you remember that from lesson 1? Okay, so yeah, the G's are very important, so make sure you're listening out for how many of them there are. What I'll do now, I'll do exactly the same thing, but I'll do it for close instead, okay? So you've just heard extend from, and now I'm going to play you close to, okay? Cool, so again, hopefully you can hear the extra doots and figure out where the distinguishing G's end. Sorry, let's be technical. Hopefully you can hear where the distinguishing G's end and the call starts. And when I repeat it, you can hear when the call ends and the distinguishing G's start again. Okay, so now that I've introduced you to that concept, I will also introduce you to the fact that sometimes you might not hear the extra distinguishing G's in there. In Campbell's officer manual, he does say that if you don't hear a distinguishing G accompanying your extend and your clothes, you should always go or extend from where that bugle call is sounded. Okay, so if there's no distinguishing G's to tell you left, centre, right, then you would extend away from the bugler or close to the bugler. Okay? Okay, hopefully I haven't filled your guys' brains up too much now, because I'm going to introduce you to a separate concept now, and that's of building up different calls to make a little message, okay? So you might not hear just one call, okay? You might not hear just fire, okay? You might be ordered to fire in skirmish order, or advance and fire, or cease fire and retreat, etc., etc. Linking back to Campbell's manual again, he recommends that a bugler should always, if fire is part of the chain of calls, then fire should always go at the end, and then that way people don't just hear fire and start firing and then like miss the rest of the message. Okay. Equally, ceasefire should always be at the start of any call that requires you to cease fire, because then hopefully you'll have ceased fire and be able to hear the rest of the message. Hopefully that makes sense. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to play you 2 different calls together, not at the same time, I'm not that skilled, just so you can hear what it sounds like to have 2 calls next to each other, okay? So a common one that I've been playing on the field is advance and fire, so I'll just play that one for you. And okay, after we've been advancing and firing, perhaps we might want to stop and cease firing for a moment, just to I don't know, for whatever reason. So that would sound like cool. Can you hear the difference between those two as well? Well, I'm really hoping you can, because you know what it's time for now, don't you? It's quiz time. It's the part that everyone loves. I've got all the confidence in you, you know, so I want top marks this time around, yeah? Okay, question 1. Question 2. Okay. Question 3. Okay, question 4. Question 5. Question 6. Question 7. Question 8. Question 9. And question 10. Okay, and that's your quiz done. Hopefully I played that better than some in my previous episodes. I've gone back and edited some of these and I'm just like, oh dear, is that really me playing? Yeah, hopefully that was nice and clear for you. I'm going to put the answers up here now. Let me know how you guys did. As always, I am interested to hear like how well you're picking this up. Throughout the video, I'll have put up little excerpts from the Campbell manual. So if I haven't explained it very well, hopefully reading through his original notes, hopefully that will have explained it to you better. I don't know. I don't know who explained it better, me or him. But it's there if you want to read it from the original source. So yes, I've got I've got one more call that I want to teach you next episode, and then what we're going to do for episode, let me check my notes, for episode 9, we're on episode 7 now, so what I want to do for episode 9, I just want to do like a little revision episode, yeah, so I'm just going to go through everything we've learned so far, and then we're going to do like a double length quiz at the end, okay? So don't worry too much about it, okay? We're all in this together, so I'll try and lead you through it gently. And yeah, hopefully this has been interesting for you this time around, and I will see you for the next lesson. Bye.